Hello. So today we are going to look at multiplying decimals. And when you multiply decimals, you multiply the number as if there is no decimal. So just multiply like it's whole numbers. After the fact, you count up the decimal places in both numbers, and then you add that decimal back in. So let me do a couple of examples. So if I do, oh, you know what? I wanted to do 62 times 3. There's no decimals there, right? Keep in mind that every number has a decimal at the end here. We just don't have any decimal places, so we don't show that. But if we're doing 62 times 3, we do 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 6 is 18, and we get 186. Now, if I do 6.2 times 3, okay, I have one decimal place. I'm going to do the same exact operations. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 6 is 18, and I get 186, but that's not our answer. Our answer is count up the number of decimal places we have, and we have 1. So now starting from over here, we put our decimal in there, and 6.2 times 3 is 18.6. Okay, let's do a couple of more. If I do 2.15 times 0.6, now notice I don't have to line my decimals up here because we're acting as if they don't exist anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything in the top by my 6. So 6 times 5 is 30, carry my 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus my 3 is 9, and 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, I don't have to multiply by the 0 out in front because it's just going to be 0 anyway. So this 0 is here as a placeholder, so we don't have to really multiply by it. But now 2.15 times 0.6 is not 1,290. Count up your decimal places. We have 1 here, and then we have 2 here, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now, starting from over here, 1, 2, 3. So our answer goes right there. 1.290, okay? And I have one more, 8.0 times 0.2. Actually, I'll do one more after this. Okay, so we're going to multiply everything by 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. And again, we don't have to do the zeros because it just ends up being 0 anyway. Counting our decimals, we have 1 here and 1 here, so that's 2. So we count 1, 2. And 8.0 times 0.2 is 1.60. In these numbers, we could get rid of the 0 at the end. Because they're just, again, they're called insignificant digits. They don't change the value of the number. All right, let me do one more. I'm going to do 2.13 times 6.4. Okay. This is a little bit different because now I have 2 digits at the bottom. Now remember with our vertical multiplication, when we multiply by this 6, we put the 0 placeholder in there. And you'll see that as I go. So first with the 4, I'm going to do 4 times 3 is 12. Carry my 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, I don't need that 1 anymore. Then I'm going to do everything times this 6. But ignoring the decimal, I'm going to act as if this is 60. So I have to put my 0 placeholder in here, okay, to line up with this place because I know I'm coming in with my 6 here. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry my 1. Okay, new 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And again, I'm lining up my place values here, ignoring the decimal. We're acting as if this is 213 times 64, okay? And then finally, 6 times 2 is 12. Now we add these up. Still no decimals. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 8 is 13. Carry my 1. 15, 16. 2 and 1 is 3. And then bring down our 1. But 13,632 is not our answer because look how small these numbers are. That would be crazy. So count up your decimals. I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, or 1, 2, 3, however you want to count them. So going from here, I count over 1, 2, 3. So my number is 13.632. That makes sense because if we look at 2 times 6, that's 12, and we've got these extra digits. This just comes out to be a little bit more than 12 because of the extra digits. So you can kind of see that it makes sense. So we'll have a couple of problems for you to work on. Look for a little worksheet. It shouldn't be very many, maybe 4 or 5. I haven't gotten the worksheet yet. But remember, do your vertical multiplication like this, okay? And then count up your decimals and put your decimal in. Multiply as if there is no decimal, and then add your decimal back at the end. If you have questions, as always, email me or see me in class if you are in class. But otherwise, good luck.